How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle interview. The Meghan Markle and Prince Harry interview that they did with Oprah, which was completely ridiculous for a variety of reasons. And before I get into it, I just want to say that I'm not one of these guys that really cares about the royal family. That ain't my cup of tea, no pun intended. However, this particular issue is a humongous social one. Not just those two Nimrods that live in UK or Canada or US, whatever they want to sleep at night. It's not even about them specifically. It's about relationships between men and women. It's about gender roles. It's all kind of things wrapped up in this particular story that we got to address in this video. But first things first, I caught all this last year. I did a video, I think January of 2020, where I was observing what was happening. Because at that time, I think they were still in Canada. They had left UK, but they were doing a split time in between Canada and UK, still trying to halfway be part of the Royals, still trying to halfway not be. And then it was announced that they're going to go to LA when Trump is done. I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. She wants to go back and try and be an actress and try to become part of Hollywood again. And then ever since then, what's happened? Oh, they done got all kind of deals with streaming services and podcasts and all type of stuff. It's not even just that role that I think she did get with Disney, because in my last video, I pointed out the fact that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle went to a party with some A-listers. You're talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce were right next to him, just chatting and hobnobbing with themselves, and Bob Iger was there. This is the CEO of Disney, not just a local TV station, not just of ABC or ESPN, of the whole shebang of Disney. This is like the boss of the bosses in the entertainment industry. And Harry's sitting there asking him to give his wife some voiceover work. And you could see his face. He was kind of like surprised, because it's like, you coming to me? Why are you asking me about getting your wife some work? I should be asking you, can you be in the movie? It's like Donald Trump asking the bum for $1. Why would you do that? And when I saw that, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. Well, I see what she's doing. She wants to go back to Los Angeles and resume her career. This whole black girl magic, independent woman, all this, that, and the third. And we'll talk about the whole race thing in a minute. But let's go to the interview. Great segue. Let's get into the interview, because race was a big topic. Straight to the elephant in the room. They're talking about racism, and that's the primary reason why they left. It was racism and lack of support from the quote-unquote institution, meaning the royal family, right? The media were pretty bad with Meghan Markle. All kind of racist stuff, talking about Sherrod Compton. It's going to be a gorilla baby, just wild stuff from the media, right? But we know what the media is. They're ridiculous. They're nasty. They're cruel. It doesn't matter if you are left, right. Over here, it's usually against the right. But over there, if you're part of the royal family and you're not doing 100% right, even if you are doing right, it don't even matter, because the media are vicious over there. That's just what it is. However, she has to know that going into it. You got to know that going into it. And if you're not wanting to be part of this and you want to do something else with your life and you don't want to have this scrutiny on your back, then don't become part of the royal family. All right? Princess Diana was running almost literally for her life when she died in the accident in a tunnel or whatever it was, being chased by paparazzi. Okay? And that is your husband's mom. Okay, Prince Harry, his mom was Princess Diana. So you know what it is from the beginning. And as a matter of fact, but, the messed up part in the interview, she said that, she thought that the Queen of England was like a regular celebrity in Hollywood. Like, not in Hollywood, literally, but like a Hollywood celebrity. It's like, are you dumb? Do you know what the British monarchy is? It's been around for 1,200 years, literally. I'm not making it up. 1,200 years, going all the way back to like the year 800 AD. I mean, you could trace each monarch by blood. So your husband and his mom, not his mom because she was married into it, but his dad and his grandma, they can all trace their lineage back by blood over 1,000 years. So, I mean, this is not a shock or anything new. You already know what time it is. When you're part of this royal family, things are done a certain kind of way. So don't act like you don't know what it is before you get into it. This is a pretty serious thing, all right? And then beyond that, going back to this whole thing about race, which is pretty important. Um, they've had this monarchy for 1,200 years, never a black royal, not one time. There was a rumor about the queen consort, not the actual queen, the queen consort Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments what the actual name was. But there was a rumor about her being mixed or the black queen. That was a lie. That was made up in the book that came out in 1940. But she was not black. The most she had was like a Moorish ancestor. That does not necessarily mean black. It's almost the equivalent of Elizabeth Warren talking about she's 1,024th Native American. That does not make her Native American at all. All right. So she was not black. Meghan Markle would be the first black person, and she's American, and she's older than him, and she's divorced already. So you got all kind of strikes against you. You got to know going into it, that's going to be what the media keys in on, and they're going to attack you over it. If there's any kind of strife within the crown, I mean, that's to be expected. If you're not doing your duties, if you want to do your duties and you're going on TV talking out and you doing weird stuff and crazy facial expressions, you're not doing your curtsy, they're going to get on you because you got to do that as part of the royal family. And I'm sure that before she was married to Prince Harry, she was already told, okay, you got to do X, Y, and Z. That's part of the game. If you don't want to do it, you got to move on. All right. But she just didn't do it. Talking about, oh, well, they didn't support me. Nah, you didn't do your end of the bargain. You can't just want to get money and get all this stuff from the crown while you're not doing your part. Same thing with Prince Harry. Are you a man or a mouse, sir? It's up to you to control the whole situation. If your wife is not doing right, if she's acting up, acting crazy, you got to put discipline in your household. Now, take it how you want. You could say, I'm being misogynistic, paternalistic, whatever. I don't care. At a certain point, you got to be a man and put your foot down and have some law and order in your home, period. And he does not really have that. And the body language is so weird in the interview. He's all leaned over, rubbing his hand, and she's just like, straight back, strong. It's like, who wears the pants in a relationship? I can't really tell. It appears to be Meghan, which is what I thought from the very beginning. And I said this almost, 14, 15 months ago. I'm going to say it again now. What are you doing as a man, Mr. Prince Harry? What are you doing? Man or a mouse? What's really going on? You got to be more assertive here. But then again, in the interview, you kind of hinted towards not wanting to be part of the whole situation before Meghan Markle came along. Oprah asked Prince Harry if Meghan saved him. That's kind of a crazy thing to ask, but it's probably true. I think he kind of said, yeah. He didn't want to be part of it and probably used her as a way to get out. Maybe. Either way it goes, you look ridiculous, you look crazy. And their complaints were so dumb, talking about the racism, going back to that right quick, saying, oh, well, they asked about what color the baby would be. It's like, okay, is that racist, really? You could say it's insensitive and improper, but is it like the equivalent to being sprayed with a water hose or getting bit by a dog or something like that in a civil rights movement? Is it like that? I mean, because if you're going to be honest here, if you're going to be all the way transparent, if you got a black person and a white person and have a baby, that might be a conversation of how they're going to look. Really, even if they're not black and white, you can be just two black people having a baby. Okay, are they going to have my cheekbones and have your cheekbones? So what if you got a blonde and a redhead? You're going to have like vanilla sherbet, a little bit of an ombre type thing going on. What you going to have? That's a valid question. That does not mean that it's racist or somehow wrong. Their complaints were so petty and so corny and so whack. And one of the worst complaints that I heard here was Prince Harry talking about, oh, they cut me off from the crown, hey? It's like, yeah, because you're not working for the crown. You can't leave the crown and still want to get paid from them. And they got plenty of money because they got all these deals with streaming services and movies and all kind of stuff, podcasts. They got plenty of money, millions of dollars they're making. So I don't want to hear no complaints about not being paid by the crown anymore. You left the crown. You can't abandon your family, abandon the royal family, and still want to get paid from them. That's just ridiculous. Bad enough you get paid basically to not do a whole lot in the UK. Okay, kind of being a tourist attraction, but then you don't want to do that and still get paid. That's not how it works. And he has a large inheritance from his mom, Princess Diana, still living on that. And she's been gone since the 90s. So how much money was that? Probably in the hundreds of millions, at least the tens of millions, bare minimum, right? So I'm not really trying to hear their woe is me, poor me, I'm the victim. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. What I see here is Meghan Markle just being a social climber, trying to get this guy, the the guy that could be the king of England, in line of succession, the Queen's grandson. You want to get this guy to lift yourself up. Before this whole thing with Prince Harry, I did not know who this is. All right, I didn't know anything about Meghan Markle. Never seen her before in my life, but now all of a sudden she's like, this superstar. So if she goes back into Hollywood and tries that again as a 38-year-old, which is like a grandma basically in Hollywood, she'll have success. That's pretty much what's going on right now, in my humble opinion. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How you feel about the interview? How you feel about the whole thing about racism? Was that overblown? Not really that big of a deal? What was the tone of Oprah like? Was it accusatory, trying to, give him softball questions? How do you feel about her interviewing skills? Whatever your thoughts on those things are, let me know in the comments below. Did I get anything wrong? Did I miss anything? Should I care about the situation? Like I said, it's not even really about her or him. It's about social issues. People not being satisfied with what they got. You got the whole Prince over there in UK. What more do you want? You've made it. Stop trying to go back and resume your petty hustle life in Los Angeles, trying to go to auditions, trying to make it happen. You've made it happen. You've won. You succeeded. Yay. All you got to do, go out there, do your curtsy, shake hands, kiss babies, do your royal duties, be part of the family, assimilate into the family, but you don't want to do that. And then when you don't want to do it, when you want to go walk your own way, Lake Tail, whatever you want to, when you want to do that in the marriage with a baby, with two babies now, because pregnant now, when you want to do all that, then you're talking about the outside world are wrong for attacking me for not doing what I said I was going to do, or for not doing what I should be doing as the wife of a prince in British monarchy. It's simple. If you don't want that life, then don't sign up for it. I'm not trying to hear any kind of pity party, Crimea River. And, you guys are, you've been millionaires the whole time. You got plenty of cash. You're set for life forever. You could do whatever you want to do. I don't want to hear you crying. And if you are in a situation as a person, as a woman, a man, or whatever, be grateful rather than looking to give force in the mouth. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.